In this video, we will learn about crops grown in India, Rabi and Kharif crops. So, depending on the season, the crops in India, they fall into two broad categories, that are Rabi crops and Kharif crops. So first of all, we have Rabi crops. Now these crops, they are basically sown in winter season, which is October, November, and they're harvested in April or May. Because of this, the Rabi crops are called as winter crops. Why they need winter? Because they need longer day length. They need a long day for flowering. And Rabi crops include plants like wheat, barley, gram, peas, mustard, linseed, etc. Then coming to Kharif crops. Now Kharif crops are basically rainy season or monsoon crops. Why? Because they are grown during rainy season. Now they are sown in June and July and they're harvested in September and October. Why they're done in this particular season? Because they need warm and wet weather for vegetative growth, and also they need a short day for flowering. They don't need long days like Rabi crops. They need short days for flowering. And these Kharif crops they include crops like paddy, maize, groundnut, jowar, bajra, pulses, soybean, cotton, etc. Now let us see some differences between Rabi and Kharif crops. Rabi crops are winter season crops, whereas Kharif crops, they are monsoon or rainy season crops. Now Rabi crops, they grow in cold and nearly dry weather. And the Kharif crops, they grow in warm and wet weather. Also, they need a lot of water as compared to Rabi crops. Rabi crops are sown in October and November, but Kharif crops, they are sown in June and July. Rabi crops, they are harvested in April, May, and Kharif crops, they are harvested in September and October. Now the Rabi crops, they require warm, hot climate for the seed germination and cold climate for the plant growth. Whereas Kharif crops, they require lots of water for the seed germination and hot weather for plant growth. In Rabi crops, the flowering can only occur when the days are of longer length. They need long days for their flowering. Whereas in Kharif crops, they need short days. They don't need long days for flowering. They need shorter days for flowering. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.